Jesse with dipngoautocolor. Have a great video for you guys today. We're going to show off how to dip this Jetta. Now what makes this car difficult is that the roof of the vehicle is integrated into the body panels. So there's no separation for the dip to get broken. You have to do everything by hand. You have to make sure that your technique is on point. So we're going to show you guys how to do that. Same with the hood. You've seen how to do stripes before, but no one's really ever walked you guys through how to get that finished and also get the coverage at the same time. I'll show you how to do the hood, the roof, and the trunk is a standard trunk. We're just going to spray the trunk black, nothing to it. Also, we dropped the sunroof down. Most people would just actually spray over the sunroof or leave it up. We found it doesn't give the finish that we're looking for. It doesn't get in all the angles. It just doesn't look good when the sunroof's down and you can see the stock color of the vehicle. So we took it a step further. We dropped the sunroof, taped it off, and we're going to be able to spray in there no problem. It's fully prepped now. We're just going to dust off some of the dust. We're going to get our protection on and use the spray guns here. All right. We're getting ready to spray the car now. I got the fans on, so bear with me on the sound. We're going to use the Wagner sprayer. It's the one that everybody's used to seeing and knows how to use and probably has in their house. So we're going to demonstrate this technique with this sprayer because I feel like it's probably the most used Plasti Dip sprayer. For the first coats on the vehicle, it's going to be light. We're going to spray all the way up to the tape line. We're not going to lay it on thick. It's going to be a nice light dusting across the entire car. Once that's done, we just leave it. Good, 15-20 minutes, let it dry. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. That wraps up the first coat. As you can see, it was a real light dusting. You can see the lines, you can see everything. Once we lay on the next two coats, you're not going to see any of that, and the car's going to be done. So we're going to do this in a total of 3, maybe 3.5, 4 coats. See you in a bit. Our first coat is dry. The way you're going to do it is you're going to take your gun, you're going to turn it up just over halfway. You can't see the center, and now you can, and then bam, it's gone. So it's about just over halfway on the gun. You want to make sure that this coat stays away from your paint edges. You're going to go on thick like you're laying on a normal coat, but you're going to leave a gap. So the edges are really still only one coat. I'm going to go over the whole car, and that's just the way it's going to be. now you can see the car looks a little goofy. We're going to let this dry completely. It's important. You want to make sure that everything fades together when you put that last coat on. Now when you saw me doing the hood and the roof, notice that my pattern, my pass was about 60%. So I go, and then I cover it about 60% over, not quite 50. You just want to go a little bit more, especially on the Wagner sprayer, where you get that nice light spray in the middle. So we're going to let that dry, and we'll be back in a bit. Alright guys, this is the most crucial coat of all. We have 2 coats on the vehicle. We have 1 coat where you go around and just get all the spots that you're going to miss from just spraying normally. So you want to switch it to the detail shot. It's the one that doesn't fan, it's just a circle. When you're spraying your gun, you want to kick it up even higher than what you were doing before. So, about there. There's really no way to measure that for you guys, so I can't really tell you how, but it's going to be a ton of product coming out of the gun. You're going to see me spraying just before the product starts to pool. It takes some practice to get this part right, but when you get it right, it comes out beautiful. The reason why we're doing this is because we want to keep the coat thick, but also we want to make sure that it's consistent and that we're not getting lines. So we're going to get this started. And just pay attention to my technique. Not a lot of roofs have been done on the internet. You're going to see it happening in real time, and you're going to get a nice idea how to do it yourself. The roof's done. Let that sit for about a half a minute, then we're going to start on the hood. Same thing goes with the hood. We're going to start on one side, go to the other. You want to make sure that your center line goes over just half. When you're starting on this side, you want to spray, spray, spray. When you get to half, just go a little bit further. We're going to spray this really thick. Also, I wear a hat. I know it's kind of tacky, but I wear a hat because I don't like dipping my hair. Okay, now that we got that covered. Let's party. Alright, this is kind of like the make or break point. There's a lot of dip on this tape. You want to make sure when you're peeling it towards you. Let that dry, you're not going to be able to see any lines. And we'll move on to the trunk. The roof's done, the hood's done. Now should be the easy part, which is the trunk. Please make sure when you're doing the trunk that you make your passes just like you would on your hood or your roof. You want to start on this side and go all the way across. Or you want to start here, go to the middle, pass just a little bit, and then come from here over. That way everything blends together. You don't want to see any lines. Now, when you're coming to the back of your trunk, a lot of guys get texture resting on their bumper. They don't know why they're getting the texture. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because of the PlastiDip dust or the overspray. So to avoid that, when you come around, you want to make sure your angle is diagonal or straight on with the corner of the trunk, and then bring the sprayer down. And then the last thing you do, you want to do a nice strong pass along this bumper. So if I was spraying the bumper, that's how I would do it. But we're just doing the trunk today. Okay, so the trunk's done, got the same amount of coats as the front and the top of the vehicle. As you saw, I did start on one side and go all the way across. You can do that too. Just a habit of mine. Sometimes my way is not always the right way kind of thing. All right, this is gonna dry. It's gonna take probably about 30 minutes for the entire vehicle to dry front to back. You know, it could even take 40 minutes. We put a ton of product on the vehicle. Once it's dry, you should have that nice smooth coat that we've been talking about that you guys are looking for. And when that's dry, we'll do photos, video, and pictures in a full walk around. Thank you. The car is almost completely dry. I wanted to come back and show you the back trunk, that smooth finish I was explaining how to get earlier. Now we're going to end up peeling this off, obviously, but I just want to show you that nice smooth finish. I mean, that it's squeaky, it's so smooth. Just do a dipngoautocolor finished product. Got a 2010 Jetta, stripes from the front all the way to the back. As you saw in the video, it's a completely smooth finish. There's no lines, and it's exactly what the customer was looking for. Ton of stuff coming. Stay tuned. Thanks.